The reason why this crosswatcher would be staying in this situation is because you're holding out hope for things to go back to the way that they were in the beginning. Hello, beautiful human. Welcome to your Libra Bae crosswatchers only reading. I am Princess India if you're new, and if you're family, welcome back, my friend and whatnot, or whatever. You're trying to switch it up. Anywho, if you're not familiar with what my crosswatcher only readings are, there are readings that I do for people who are in relationships or situationships with Libra people that are trying to gain some insight or some clarity in reference to the connection. But I've heard through the grapevine being the comments, that sometimes these will resonate reversed, you know, where I'm talking about the Libra and it's actually the crosswatch and things of the sort. And sometimes it resonates with like friends and family members and things of the sort. So get in where you fit in, my friend. So we're going to go ahead and jump right into you guys' cards and see what is going on between you and your Libra Bae for November 15th up until December 15th, my friend. So first card from a crosswatcher, wow, that just came out in Virgo's reading. We have the Emperor in the reverse. That is, of course, Aries energy. Then we have the Six of Cups. That's interesting. And then we have the Ten of Swords in the reverse. All right. So, okay, here we go. Crosswatcher, it's looking like in reference to your connection with this Libra person, there's a great deal of nostalgia about the past. For some of you guys, this literally could be I want to say like a childhood love, but it might not necessarily be childhood. It could very easily be, you know, someone you dated in high school or college or had a crush on for a long time. But the thing that's very important about the mindset of my crosswatchers coming into this energy is the fact that there is hindsight bias happening here. So it's more or less the way that you're remembering your past with this particular person. It's kind of like making it a lot nicer or better than it really is. And we all have a tendency to do that. When we reflect on the past, we always have a tendency to remember the good old days and the good times and things of the sort. And okay, speaking of Virgo, their video just finished rendering. But we have a tendency to look at the lighter side of things and to kind of skid over or overshadow negative experiences that we've had with people in our past and just kind of highlight the good times. But this more or less says to me that in reference to how you guys are approaching this connection, it's kind of riding the wave of the good times as opposed to paying close attention to what's actually happening now. Now, here's the thing. Having just done Virgo, in Virgo's extended reading, this vibration, even though like they had the Emperor in the reverse, well, their Virgo person had the Emperor in the reverse on the YouTube reading, it's just the energy signatures sound very similar to me. And it was more or less what I was saying in the extended about how the Virgo person was perceiving the crosswatcher, and the energy signature of that and what I'm seeing for you guys is similar in the sense that you aren't seeing the situation with this person for what it really is. It's projecting what it was onto what it is. And with the Emperor and the Ten of Swords in the reverse, it's more or less how you're perceiving it or how you're idealizing it or what you want it to be in the future. And what you want it to be in the future would be based on what it was in the very beginning with this person, you know, because even if we were to scratch out the fact of, you know, you guys, this being like a long time childhood love on some stuff, it more or less could be in a more constrained time frame is staying in a connection with someone. A lot of the reason for that would be because you're hoping that what it was in the beginning, that it will somehow be that again, and it's not that at this time. And the reason why my cross watchers are in a position of being kind of off kilter and disempowered to this situation and why you're not letting it go. And it feels almost like kind of like beating a dead horse. The reason for that is you guys are holding out hope that you can relive this past in the future. somehow, but it's almost like over time things are progressively not going in that direction, but it's holding on in hopes that it does go in that direction, if that's making sense. Now, the first card for your Libra person, ooh, child, we got the 9 of Swords. Then we have the 7 of Cups in the reverse. And then we have the 5 of Coins. Yuki. All right. So with your Libra person, I feel like what they're dealing with, it's a lot of personal stuff. It's a lot of personal struggles that they're dealing with. And it's a lot of different ways I could see this. How do I want to say this? I'm just going to say the first thing that I heard. Bear with me. Looking at the 7 of Cups and looking at this 9 of Swords, specifically with the 7 of Cups in the reverse, first thing I heard is like entering a delusion, right? Not saying that in a very literal sense that this person is deluded and having delusions, but it's entering a delusion. If we were to say like a more everyday term of what delusional would be, it's just like fantasy thinking. It's not being realistic. You know what I'm saying? Looking at this underneath the 6 of Cups with you guys, it more or less is letting me know that how this relationship started, it just was not realistic. I think it was very romanticized, very, you know, we met and fell in love, love at first sight type of deal. You know what I'm saying? But I feel with your Libra person, it's a lot of stuff that they're dealing with mentally. This could be manifesting as depression or sadness or, you know, insomnia, nightmares, things of the sort. But whatever the case, whatever struggles that your Libra person has, it's almost as if their disempowerment is bleeding into you, because it feels like, it almost feels like a connection where, I don't know, it's two different ways I could see it. If I were to bring mental illness into the equation of this, right? And I would just have to say something like depression or something, right? It's like if things were really great in the beginning with you and this person, and then this person, you know, I don't know, if we were to just say like an adjustment disorder, let's go that route. We're not going to say full on clinical depression. This person loses their job. And now they have, in the term for it would be like situational depression. So something happens, now this person is depressed. So things in this dynamic have changed, right? So with your Libra person struggling with their own inner struggles, it's almost as if the crosswatcher more or less would be disempowering themselves to the situation that this Libra person is in. And when I say entering the delusion, it's more or less, because this wouldn't be someone who's getting help. You know what I'm saying? If we were to, and I just want to keep this hypothetical, but this would not be someone who's getting help for this. So it's like they're getting deeper entrenched into it, and them getting deeper entrenched to it is bringing the crosswatcher deeper entrenched into it. So now their problem is becoming your problem, and they're not getting help for said problem. You feel what I'm saying? The thing that's making the crosswatcher stay is that they are desiring to go back to the way that things were prior to this. You know what I'm saying? But things are progressively getting worse. In this particular instance, it would be because this person isn't doing anything to help themselves. So with this 5 of Coins being here with the person's energy, the Libra person's energy, it's saying that they do have an opportunity to eradicate this. However, they're not taking advantage of it. So more or less, they're allowing themselves to slide down a cliff, and crosswatchers are sliding down the cliff with them, because you're hoping for things to be different. And hopefully you guys may hit, you know, something on this cliff sliding down that's going to turn you around and put you right back where things used to be. You know what I'm saying? So that's one way that I'm seeing this. The other way that I would be seeing this is that this would be a person who totally flipped on you. So this would be where it's like the first situation would probably be people who've been together for more of a longer period of time. This would be something that's fairly new, where it's like when you first met the person, they were like super sweet and, you know, we're talking about all this stuff that they wanted. And then suddenly it's like, you're kind of, well, I can't say that you're aware of it because I don't think you guys are aware of it just yet. It's like the truth of the matter is with this particular Libra person is they showed you a facade of who it is that they were. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like similar to what love bombing would look like. So it's like in the very beginning, it's like, oh my gosh, this is my soulmate. Like this person is so transparent and open and they're this and they're that and whoop-de-whoop-de-woo. You know what I'm saying? And suddenly they just switch on you. And now there's someone totally different. It's like they a little paranoid, they a little off. You know what I'm saying? They may have made it seem like they had a whole bunch of money and had their stuff together. And now it's like the mask is starting to fall off. And you're starting to see that's not the case. It's just like that vibe I feel of things sliding down cliff and things unraveling. It's that same vibe, but it's just a different situation or circumstance. But yet again, the reason why this crosswatcher would be staying in this situation is because you're holding out hope for things to go back to the way that they were in the beginning. So it's more or less you're allowing yourself to slide down this cliff with this person in hopes that things will turn around. Now, the next card we have, wow, is the Tower in the reverse, the Two of Coins in the reverse, and the Two of Wands. Oh, my goodness. Ooh, child. Crosswatcher. Let me just be real, okay? With the Tower in the reverse and this Ten of Swords in the reverse, this is a major arcana, by the way, that's Scorpio energy, BTW. But with these two cards here, these cards are speaking to the same vibration. One is a Trump vibration. The other is, you know, a regular minor arcana, like everyday type of vibration. However, at their essence, they're the same, right? We're speaking to an ending. We're speaking to something falling apart. But when it's in the reverse, and this is very similar. So if y'all are Virgos, or if you have Virgo in your chart, or this person got Virgo in a chart, whatever, I would suggest to go watch their Virgo reading too, because this is very similar energy. The crosswatcher and the Virgo Bae reading, they had the Death in the reverse, and all of the cards moving forward were just straight stagnation. You know what I'm saying? But anywho, but with this, these two vibrations are one and the same, right? And it's like looking at the cards just in the framework of the spread, these are two competing ideals, right? The Six of Cups and the Two of Wands are two totally different vibrations, right? Then the Ten of Swords in the reverse and the Tower. The Ten of Swords in the reverse and the Tower are both speaking to something that needs to die, something that needs to end, something that needs to crumble, right? Because it's not in alignment, it's causing more harm than good. However, it's fighting to hold on to keep things the way that they are. It's a refusal to move forward. It's a refusal to accept the truth about a situation because it's not wanting that truth. It's wanting things to be the way that one desires, which is what this Six of Cups and this Two of Wands would represent. I want things to go back to the way that they were in the beginning. You know what I'm saying? Despite what it's doing to me in the meantime, and the fact that it's causing me, you know, to feel out of control of myself, out of control of my life, right? And then being so committed to recreating this past and wanting to move forward with this person is like, I need this person in my future. I don't want to accept anything other than that, despite the fact that it's disempowering me. And I'm not really in control of my life, right? Because I'm allowing myself to careen down a cliff with this person. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, it's causing unrest. It's causing confusion. It's stagnation, not knowing how to move forward, not wanting to move forward because one could move forward, right? Out of this situation. That's an option. However, it's not an option you're willing to take because the end all be all that I feel that my crosswatcher would desire is to move forward and to move forward with this person. So to not be in the situation that you guys are in now, right? And to move forward to your future so you guys could relive the way that things were in the past and this person be with you. It's like more or less moving forward without this person wouldn't be an option. So it's kind of like a perspective of wanting to ride this thing until the wheels fall off, in so many words. You know what I'm saying? But despite the fact of not taking into account this indecisiveness that this is creating in your own life and how that's disempowering you. So of course, there is an option if you do want to get out of the state that you guys are in or the stagnation that you guys are in, you can make the executive decision to move forward and do what's in your best interest. However, I understand the biggest issue is here, at least who would resonate with this, it's not wanting to do that. You know, it's not wanting to give up on this connection. But my only concern for this Libra person is the fact that whether it's, you know, if it's this whole thing, like say if this person is dealing with a mental illness, or if this person just did a whole switcheroo on you, it's the fact that if this person gets help, like if they utilize resources that are available for them, then yeah, there's the potential for you guys to move forward. But with both people, whether it's this person who's not taking advantage of help that's available to them, you know what I'm saying? Or it's the person who just did a whole switcheroo. It's the fact that they're in a self-destructive phase, and you being so committed, you're self-destructing along with them by default. You know what I'm saying? And that's enabling. So that's enabling this person to stay the way that they are. So where it becomes this whole entering the delusion type of thing is the fact that you want things to be the way that they were, but you're contributing to them staying exactly the way that they are. You know what I'm saying? Because if your Libra person is in need of help with something, you know what I'm saying? Like some type of, like if they need a therapist or something like that, it's like you allowing them to just degrade and being in support of them degrading, but I'm in support of them staying how they are, and I'm sticking it out with them. And even though they're dragging both of us down, you know what I'm saying? I want things to go back to the way that they were, but allowing this or enabling this to maintain or to stay this way is getting you farther and farther away from what it is that you want it to go back to. You know what I'm saying? So truly loving this person would be making an executive decision of saying, I think it's time that you talk to somebody. And that's still hypothetical because, you know, it may not be that for everyone. But with this other group of people, because I mean, for some of y'all, this could literally be, you know, you being with somebody who's doing stocks and they gambling money away with stocks and y'all headed towards the poorhouse. You know what I'm saying? Or they got a gambling problem or something. And it's like, you know, you're just not saying anything about it. And it's like things are degrading in the partnership because of that. It's like, I want things to go back to the way that they were, but that's not the pathway there. Now, for the other group of people where this is a new Libra person that you met and suddenly they switched up on you, it's more or less what you're seeing from them is who it is that they really are. And that's the whole premise of what love bombing is about. You know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of themes of that I saw with the Virgo reading. It's like that's a manipulation tactic that keeps people stuck in situations because you stay in a situation with a person because you're hoping that it goes back or they go back to who it is that you fell in love with in the beginning. But the truth of the matter is who you fell in love with in the beginning is not who this person is. That was never who they were. What you're seeing now is who they really are. You know, and a lot of people stick in situations like this despite seeing this person become their true self. You know what I'm saying? People stick in situations like that all from a hope of things going back to the way that they were, but they will never. You know what I'm saying? Because that's not a real person. You know what I'm saying? So the whole deal with this is y'all gotta be honest with yourself in reference to this. You know what I'm saying? People don't just change overnight like that. And this is a lot of the elements I saw with the Virgo reading. It's like how... Jesus, how people will project this onto people and people internalize it and really believe this person changed because of you. Like it's your fault. Like I was never like this before. You know, I never did this. It's like I do this because you do X, Y, Z type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So it's putting you in this inner dissension and this discord within yourself. And it's like you trying to wreck your brains, trying to fix a problem that was never really a problem in the first place. You know what I'm saying? Like people don't just switch like that. It doesn't work like that. This legit looks like a love bombing situation to me. For those of you where this is somebody where this is fairly new, you know what I'm saying? Whew. But both of those situations to me yet and still are like two sides of one coin, because it still would be enabling behavior in either sense. But the whole thing this is saying with this Two of Wands is more or less, this situation is stagnant, it's holding you back, and whatever situation you're in, crosswatcher, you are the person who has the opportunity and the power to eradicate this situation by you standing up for yourself. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I don't know, it's just really this choice between wasting your present away, hoping for a day in the future that isn't even promised to you in the first place, and really asking yourself if that's the type of life you want to live. You know what I'm saying? If your last day on planet Earth was today, and you've been in a relationship with someone for a year, 2, 3, 4, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, and you've spent all of this time waiting in a situation that's very unhappy in the present, and in a series of presents that makes up that 1 year, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, hoping for a day that things would go back to the way that they were. If you were to die tomorrow, the question is, would it have been worth it? That you spent your entire life waiting for a day that ultimately never came. You know what I'm saying? That, and I just feel like that's something I have to leave with you, because in all reality, that's really what we're talking about in life. All we really have is the present moment. And is a relationship with a person really worth spending your entire life waiting for a day that may never come? And if you died today or tomorrow, would you feel spending 20 years waiting for a person to change and you never got to see that change? Would you say that your life was fulfilled? You could die happy with no regrets and that it was worth it. If it was, more power to you, my friend. But if not, then there's some decisions that need to be made. But anywho, I'm going over to Vimeo, my website, Patreon, and YouTube members to do you guys extended. So if you're about that life, oh yeah, we're looking at how the person thinks and feels about you. So if you care, follow me on over there. But if not, I still love your face, and I will see you guys sooner than later, my friends.